What's going on, YouTube? So today we're going to get into some gaming on the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Now this is one of the top flagships of 2016. It has the Exynos 8890 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage, and it's rocking a Mali T880 GPU. One of the main selling features of this phone was the edge screen and the exceptional camera, and I'd been noticing going through YouTube videos on this phone, not very many people cover the gaming performance. So we're going to get right into it here and show you guys what this phone can do. It's actually rather astounding how well this phone plays games. So first off here, we will turn down our brightness a little bit so it shows up better on the camera. And if you notice, this was one of the first phones to come equipped with game launcher and game tools. So what this does is it provides optimizations when you're gaming. So you can choose to mute the game when you first open it up. There's a power saving mode which reduces battery strain when you're doing heavy duty gaming. And we also get this game tools, which I will come back to in a second. So first off here, we will go into Need for Speed Most Wanted. And this is a pretty decent game. It's a newer version made by Criterion, and it's your typical everyday racing game. So it loads rather quickly on this phone, and I have yet to see any dropped frames. So if we open up here, this is the game tools that I was talking about. You can choose to block all alerts during game. You can lock the recents and back keys so you don't accidentally exit out of your game. You can lock the touch screen, so any touches on the screen will not work. Say if you're using a Bluetooth remote controller. You can take a screenshot, you can record your gameplay, and then there's also power settings where you can change the power modes when you're gaming. So we will get right into it here and do a quick race to show you guys the performance on the Galaxy S7 Edge. So it tends to load very quickly, and it's right on par with flagships of this year. So if you notice, it runs very smoothly, the graphics are impeccable, and it seems to just be an excellent game. This machine doesn't get overly hot when you're playing games, but it does get a little bit of heat going on the left side of the camera on the rear. So that's something you have to keep in mind when you're playing games. There is a little bit of heat there. But this phone was one of the first phones to come equipped with a heat pipe to keep it cool when you're playing intense titles or you're doing 4K video recording where it will warm up the most. So everything plays very smoothly. You can see the smoke off the tires, the flame coming out of the pipes when you're doing your nitrous. It all works extremely smoothly. So moving on, we will leave that open in the RAM and go into our next game here. So next we will look at Asphalt Extreme. Now this is another high-end title, racing game, takes maximum amount of CPU and GPU processing power. But look at how fast that loaded. It was almost instant. So we will get right into a little race here and show you the performance on another high-end game. So as you can see, it just flies through everything. It's very powerful. However, keep in mind, if you've watched my benchmark battle videos, The Mali T880 does not come close to the graphics performance of the Adreno 530. So keep that in mind whether you're going for the Exynos or the Snapdragon variants of the Galaxy S7 Edge. The Snapdragon variant will get you better graphics performance, while the Exynos variant has better computational performance, say for app load up times and browsing the web. It will be faster for that, but not necessarily for gaming. So that is the main difference I've noticed between the Snapdragons and the Exynos. But as you can see, it's very quick. The performance is on point. So we will go on to the next one here, leaving that in the RAM. So next we come to True Skate, which is a game that I show on all of my gaming performance videos, and it's just like the tech decks you had when you were a kid, except for it's basically a digital tech deck. So this game always runs well on high-end phones. I have noticed on some lower tier phones there are dropped frames and just not the best performance. So this is a fairly graphics demanding game, whereas it's all a 3D world. So that's something to watch out for. But as you can see, it runs smoothly. Also, one thing to note, this game is much harder to play on the edge screen devices than it is on a flat screen phone. So we will go back and showcase the RAM management on this phone. So Need for Speed Most Wanted always does a short refresh, and then it brings you right back where you were at. So as you can see, I can pick up right where I left off with no hesitation. Now we will move on to the next one, Asphalt Extreme. Pick up right where I left off, no hesitation. So it keeps all the games exactly where you were at, kept in the RAM. It just pauses them before you move on to the next one. So that is a nice feature of RAM management on these phones. So we will move on to the next one, True Skate. Oops. We'll move on to True Skate here, and as you can see, it is also kept in the RAM. We were exactly where we were at before. So overall, this phone is a performance beast when it comes to playing games. Now we'll go to the final leg of my gaming videos and check out the thermals. So as you can see, they're in the upper, well, they were around 44 when I first opened it. It cools off rather quickly when you stop playing high-end titles due to the heat pipes. So this has been gaming on the Galaxy S7 Edge. Is it any good? And the answer is absolutely. It's right on par with 2017 flagships, and it's definitely a go if you are an extreme phone gamer. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and we will catch you on the next one.